I just figured that out with some common sense. So I'm definitely gonna step my game up on that. For my damn, I can hear it in my voice. That's crazy. About last night. Whew. Oh man, I could definitely hear it in my voice. All right, so I'm glad I just figured that out. Quick test on that. So from now on, when I go live, it's not just gonna be a quick, you know what I'm saying? I guess I'm just here starting up. I'm gonna probably create a countdown video with the Sorry It's True graphics and all that type of shit. I just use some common sense to realize that, okay, that's why people use those countdowns and they start their live with those. And then you could add yourself to the stream. So when the countdown is over, you come on. Okay, cool. Got it. I'm pretty sure if I would have Googled it, I would have been able to figure it out in 5 seconds. What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling? Shout out to everybody that's coming in. Let me pull the chat up. Let me pull the live chat up so I could rock with y'all. Happy holidays, everybody. I'm not in a rush for this one. So even if I sit down here for 45 minutes, an hour, I'll probably take it and maybe chop it down into the pieces of the different individual topics that we go over today. We definitely get into the title. We're definitely getting to the Tory Lanez guilty verdict. I want to talk about some updates in the Young Thug trial. All these people that have been taking pleas. One is like his brother, and obviously the first big one was Gunna. Everybody heard that. There's all the talk and the controversy. Is this person a snitch? Is it not snitching? Blah, blah, blah. I want to get to all that. I'm going to take y'all opinions in the chat. I want to ask y'all some questions. And it definitely is something I want to get to. I think that's real interesting. I never really understood for the Young Thug trial as well. We're going to get there. Once again, happy holidays to everybody. Curtis, happy holidays to you too. Fiend TV, happy holidays to you. The Take Back BRC, happy holidays to you. Let's get to it. Guilty, what the fuck? How? Darth Yoda, we're gonna get to it. El Realist, salute back to you. Young Menace, salute. AV Troops, is Max Out 3 on the way? Maybe. Might have to do Max Out 3 in 2023. You never know. Silent Milo, free Tory Lanez. Brick by Brick, ARP, Robert Hudson, salute. Happy Saturday, listening from Seattle. Shout out to Seattle. Shout out to Seattle. Yo. I tried not to be the person that was taking this. Happy holidays, J-Rock. I tried not to be the person that was taking this this trial personal. You know what I'm saying? Because it does happen like that when you just got these massive, you know what I'm saying, trials like this where it's just nationwide news and everything. You know what I mean? Everybody's talking about it. It's just everybody's waiting for the outcome. And then it splits people. It splits people. You got the men versus the women. You got, you know, people feeling certain ways because of Rock Nation involvement, possibly. You got, everybody's got these different personal investments to why they want to might see Tory win or Meg win, right? It starts to get personal. It's human nature. The more, even with the Young Thug shit, you know, think about like how you might look at YSL as a group or as a team, and if you really rock with them as a musical group, and then you start seeing all these people taking a plea, do you start to feel like, damn, I thought y'all was brothers, or however you feel about that? And we'll get to that in the second part. It starts to have like these personal little feelings towards your own opinions on what's transpiring, on what's happening. And I try so hard not to do that with this Tory and Meg case. I tried not to take it personal. I tried to just say, you know what, I'm just going to follow this from an interesting standpoint. I don't want to say entertainment because, you know, there's people's lives involved. I do take in a lot of shit that don't involve me and it ain't my business for just pure entertainment. But I was interested. I was very interested. You learn things. It's good to have reminders sometimes in life of things that you want to avoid and stay away from. How many times do we backslide? Like there's things that we know we need to be careful with, and then something happens and you be like, you know what? Let me clean up my act. Like let's say Trouble. Rest in peace, Trouble. Trouble passed away earlier this year, right? let's say you've known for a long time that, you try not to entertain some of the ladies that you might be rocking with unless there's like wifey or you seriously know them or trust them, or you know what I'm saying. You don't really entertain some of those situations, maybe at their house or in places that you're not that familiar with, or whatever. And then you might know that the trouble thing happens, and then people get reminded, like, oh shit, like, you want to know what? Let me stop going over there, man. Like, she's talk about her ex. I don't know, dude. I never met him. I don't really know her like that. Women be lying, men be lying. You know what? Let me chill out. Let me chill out. That happens. So I felt the same way with this Tory Lanez shit. It's just like, you're looking at this trial, you're looking at all the details come out, and it's like, are you a target because your popularity? Did she get upset when things hit social media out of embarrassment? Um, did she really get shot? What about this neighbor that came out on a balcony and saw a fight? Was this over a love triangle, or was it because Meg was running around with the next woman's dude behind her back? It's just all these little details, and you start to have this personal investment. And by the time I got to yesterday, this is before the verdict came out, it did start to become personal for me. It did. It did. I really started feeling like this is gonna be a blow to men, um, to a degree, because it just didn't feel right. If you just got to look at it from the legal perspective of, the prosecution has to prove beyond reasonable doubt that that didn't happen. That didn't happen. So then she's got the obvious lies. The whole thing between her and Kelsey, it's obvious that we may never know the full truth there. From the shoulder bump outside the car to an all-out fight that's being described by the neighbor on the balcony, a nail and all this type of stuff found on the ground. Like, what? Hey, all this, like, oh, there wasn't no fight. Somebody ain't get dragged. One of y'all women ain't get dragged. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? And then even the shit with fucking her going public and saying she never slept with Tory. No, all right. Sometimes you might feel for the need of your reputation to tell those little white lies, but everybody feels like if you're willing to lie over like such small things, especially during the midst of the allegation, it's not like, nothing happened. And then she just came out and said, oh, Tory, oh, you seen me in some pictures with him? Yeah, I ain't sleeping with him. This was after the allegations. This was after the shooting and all this type of shit, the alleged shooting. So then she goes on this big platform, and it's all got to be prepped. You got to be prepped. I got to assume that your lawyers are aware that you're about to do that. You're looking towards it, understanding, all right, when I get up there, I'm going to say these things. I'm going to avoid these things. I'm not going to say this. When you ask about Tory, I'm going to say I didn't sleep with him. So it's all prepped. So knowing that you're going into a big situation like that and you're willing to come in front of the public in the midst of this big situation and lie, that's the type of stuff that makes you uncredible. You know what I'm saying? Like, it removes the credibility from your statements, so it's just like, beyond reasonable doubt did not happen, and I think Tory was probably half celebrating. Wasn't there next to the man or nothing like that, but there was just small things that would happen that let you feel like he's confident. And I'm not just talking about the stuff for perception and for image, like when you're running out the court smiling and everything like that. A lot of people do that coming out of court, like they're showing a certain image, they're showing a certain energy to people because there's court of public opinion as well that's happening, right? So you got that going on. But even when they recently found, was it the bodyguard or something, or the last witness to be called in last minute, and on Tory's side as a defense, they was like, you want to know what, fuck it, skip it, we want to go now, we would like to push now for this verdict. That shows confidence, like, as if you didn't feel that you needed to do that. Him not taking the stand himself, you can kind of say that that's partial confidence, and would they have drilled him on certain things that he probably would have wanted to avoid? Of course. I think it was very smart not to take the stand for him, but you got to understand. Well, I shouldn't say you got to understand. In my opinion, if they felt like, yo, this shit is like 80% on the prosecution side at this point, like we getting our asses kicked, the shit that has come out, the evidence that's been presented, the way that these witnesses are talking up here to this court, fuck that, I got to get up there and try to save my own life like it's a last resort. That would have happened too. So like those three factors right there shows me that he was confident. I don't think anybody on his side didn't have strong confidence. Like, no lawyer is going to tell you, oh, don't worry, you're about to get off. No lawyer tells you that. They always have to give you that small factor, like, well, any good lawyer is going to, like, trust me, I've hired lawyers plenty of times. They're always going to tell you, like, we feel confident in this. They're not going to tell you, like, oh, we got this. They really can't. It's not like good lawyer practice to do that. You know what I'm saying? But you could tell, like, they had a lot of confidence on their side. And so last night, you know, we heading to dinner. You know, I had Toronto 3 playing in the car. You know what I'm saying? Like, once again, I ain't gonna lie, sorry, it's true for me too. I started early celebrating. Like, I started to take it fucking personal, this trial. And I'm playing Toronto 3, reminding myself of how fucking talented this kid is. Tory Lanez on the low is better than a lot of your favorite rappers. Like, this nigga's a fuck. Yeah, he's talented as shit. And I think he always edited and produced his own shit. But anyway, so we at dinner now. And then somebody says it at the table. And I'm like, nah, there's no fucking way. I go on my phone. Guilty, Tory Lanez, all 3 counts. I'm like, oh shit. How? So on the other side of the spectrum, like, is it like one of those things where you feel there's the side that you're saying, ARP, of not carrying this whole stereotype that a woman could scream wolf or lie or possibly get a man in more trouble than he deserves. On the other side, I do see the narrative of, well, at the same time, you do still have a victim. And I think it was proven that there was bullet fragments in her foot, whether a bullet directly hit her or not. I'm pretty sure the evidence and, like, one of the doctors or whatever did prove that there was bullet fragments in her foot. So that means that she's still a clear victim, whether Kelsey shot her, whether Tory shot her, whether there was a struggle for the gun and she got hit on accident, whether the fucking driver, whoever, right? Whatever. You still have a victim. There's still obvious gunshots. We know that. There's gunpowder residue all over the place. I think they said they didn't find Tory's DNA on the gun, but there's gunpowder residue on everybody, right? You have the bullet fragments in her foot. You got witnesses attesting to the muzzle flashes and the gunshots going off. So yes, a gun went off and somebody was injured. So on that side, it's like you got a victim. And she's on the stand crying, and she's trying to tell you that, you know, she's embarrassed and she's hurt by this. And even the semi-suicidal type of thing when she comes out and says shit like, I wish he would have just really killed me instead if I knew I was going to have to go through all of this. Man, that creates some strong narratives on the other side. Because then you sit there and be like, yo, we have a black woman that wasn't scared to come forward against a celebrity, another man, another black celebrity man, and tell us that she was hurt. And think about the legal system. They also want to take their opportunities to show that you can tell and you will be protected and you will get justice. And there's nothing wrong with that. Once again, the world is full of civilians and people that perform civil duty. We went through this on the whole Stop Snitching series. You know, shout out to everybody that watched all 6 of those parts. So you want to make people feel comfortable in society that they can come forward. That's what the legal system is supposed to be for. That's what law enforcement is supposed to be for, right? To enforce the law. If nobody wants to, you know, trust that they can go to the police, if nobody wants to trust that they can get, you know, some type of outcome after crime victim in the legal process, then you're gonna have detractors. People's gonna say, like, come out for what? Just so I can get dragged? Just so everybody can bash me? Just so I can end up in front of this damn court proceedings and make it national, statewide news, and then it's gonna be a not guilty plea anyway, and he's gonna get out and make songs about me? You know what I'm saying? So you got that whole. This is where I start to say, I understand. And I'm me saying I understand. Don't take that as like, yo, ARP, are you disrespecting the legal process? It's not that I'm disrespecting the legal process. It's just that because it's not a clear-cut situation and there's so much mess in it and there's so much contradictions that have happened between the main 3 people of Tory, Meg, and Kelsey, no matter how it was going to go, I was always going to say that there's a bunch of questions still left in the air and only like 3 or 4 people know the answer. I feel like that regardless. So at that point, It's about the narrative. Which one is more important to the outcome of this situation? Is it Tory's of, something happened, but maybe he wasn't fully responsible? Maybe it was just some love triangle shit going on or whatever, or something happens because on both sides of the narrative, something happened, right? Something happened. You have a clear, proven victim. As for ballistics and this doctor that pulled the bullet fragments or whatever, et cetera, we have a gun. We have gun residue. We have somebody telling us that they've been shot. All this type of stuff. It's like I really, really, as I think about it, see like, yeah, I see why it goes to Meg. All the juries or jurors going in that direction beyond reasonable doubt, that's a question I'm gonna have forever. Unless a book gets written by somebody or Tory starts speaking from the cell and more information comes out, he admits to something. I don't know. But unless more information comes out, I'm always gonna say like, yo, beyond reasonable doubt, that's scary. That's scary. You know what I'm saying? That is scary to see that happen. So there it is. They say I saw the video of his father going off. What family member isn't going to go off, especially if you're confident that, things are leading your direction and then you hear guilty, 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 all 3 counts. Anybody's going to go. They said everybody went off except for Tory. And they said Tory's in there. Said he didn't budge, he didn't cry, didn't put his head down, and he gave one of these to his people for reassurance on his way out. I think they said towards his son or something like that. Even that imagery starts to really get, oh man, a little sensitive. It's just like, damn, and you have to present those images during these situations as well. But I don't know how good of a father he was or not. But you start to see these images though of him giving his son piggyback rides outside of the courthouse and all this type of stuff. It starts to be like, damn, another man just lost his freedom. You know what I'm saying? They say he's facing up to like 23 years or something like that for all 3 counts. Will he probably get that in January at sentencing by the judge? Probably not. It'll probably be much less than that. But small subtopic before we get to Young Thug. People really, really dumb down years that I hear, to me personally. You know how they say so much could happen in a day? You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the movie, what's the shit? Hangover. Right? Now I know that's a little extreme. You know what I'm saying? But a lot could happen in a day. A ton could happen in a week. A shitload could happen in a month. A whole life could be changed or turned around, lost, gained, whatever, in a year. How many months does it take for a child to be born, right? Life can be created within a year. So look at it from that perspective and ask yourself, why do people do that? It's only 3 years. You be good. You know what happens in 3 years? You could lose the connection to your child. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say your child starts to go into a certain direction. What if it's on some South Central shit? Y'all know the movie South Central? Pop's locked up. You know what I'm saying? Son grows up a little bit, starts being around the wrong people, and his whole direction is changed. He gets shot in the back, ripping off people's car radios and whatnot, joins a gang, starts hanging out, drops out of school, that type of shit, while Pop was in jail. Pop got home and went to hell and back to get his son out of that, like last minute. You know what I'm saying? But look at the type of that's art imitates life. That shit could really happen. You could lose your child. You could lose the direction of your child. You could lose your money. You could lose your career. You could lose your wife. You could lose your girlfriend. You could lose your home. 1 year. You think people just got all this money stashed up all the time when they get any type of sentence? You could get sentenced for 2 months. I know people have been gotten shit real quick and they calling around trying to make sure that they can get their girlfriend or give an excuse to their employer or their boss or something like that. Tell them like, yo, I need a quick 2-week emergency vacation or something like that. Because if I stop showing up for the next week, I'm gonna be fired, lose your job. What if you come out with an F, come out of a situation with an F and you can't get hired no more? And then people lose their options now. Now I had this beautiful career. I went in for 2 months, came out with a felony or whatever. I don't, if it's a felony, I don't know why it'd only be 2 months. But let's say maybe a felony, but maybe it's your first shit or whatever. Maybe they gave you probation. It was still people go through these situations, whether they're short or longer term, it's like y'all think that the only thing that's really truly effective is 20 years and up or life. I don't want to be in there for any amount of time. I don't want to be in there for 30 minutes. I don't want to be in there for 30 minutes. A lot can be lost. They probably just give him a year, 2 years, 3 years. He come home. Now let's migrate this into the YSL shit. Now let's go there. And I got some questions that I gotta ask y'all about that. I think they do that. They did that even for Gunna, right? Yo, you took a plea, and let's say hypothetically you was already locked up for about a year, and then let's say the trial doesn't finish up for like a whole nother year, then you get time served there, boom boom boom, you come out, and even if you don't do this, you don't do that, and they still try to pull you onto the into the trial, and they ask you to take the stand and you decline or whatever, and they give you another 3 and they make you go back in because you violated the terms of your probation or whatever, your release or your deal. Well, that's only a quick 3 years. Niggas don't want to do that. Niggas don't want to do that. You think niggas gonna want to do them? No, there's still a lot of time. This is why we're trying to give the examples. Like, a lot could happen in a short amount of time. So I hate to see that people do that. I hate to see that people. I think y'all watch too much TV and listen to too much music, and it changes the reality of what time is. They say the most precious thing you have is time. It's the only thing you can't get back, right? Well, that in life, of course, but like you can't get back time. Like me sitting down right here with you is whatever with y'all. It's time I will never get back. I'm enjoying the time I'm using right now. I have my freedom, I have my health, of course. But under those circumstances, loss of freedom, loss of connection to your life, your world, your career, the things you love, nah. Nah, niggas is still here in 2, 3, 4 years and like, nope, I'm good. What's the deal? So speaking of these deals, how do y'all, I'm gonna start looking back at the chat again because I do want to ask a question about Young Thug, and I really want to get y'all feedback before I give my opinion on it. But before I even get to the main point that I want to raise in this YSL shit, what's up with Gunna? Do y'all now feel, now you see all these people taking pleas under these different circumstances and admitting to all these things about YSL? Are y'all labeling Gunna a snitch? Did Gunna break the code? Did Gunna fuck over Young Thug? That's what I'm asking at this point. I seen a lot of shit when Gunna took his plea. Oh nah, Young Thug probably told him to do that. It was probably just a play. It's probably this. Okay, your boy Scorpio says he's not a snitch. Keep it up in the chat. I want to know if y'all are saying Gunna is a snitch now. Did Gunna tell? Did Gunna tell? We saw the video of the prosecution reading off questions and he's answering them. Is YSL a gang? I'm going to paraphrase. Is it a criminal organization? Yeah, yeah. Yes, ma'am. But did this happen? Yes, ma'am. Is he a snitch? Gunna did snitch, same as those people who took the deal. But I have no issue with him taking that deal because it's beyond reasonable doubt that YSL is a gang and it's toxic. Okay, so I read one. Shout out to Ghost. I read one snitch and one not snitch. Elgin Tienes or Tines, Mega rap. Meg's not a rap. Meg's not a street person that I know of. It's to my knowledge. She don't live no street life. She's not running around running in some criminal activity, and then she got in a situation and she spoke. She's a civilian that supposedly got shot, allegedly got shot. Meg's not a snitch. Gunna did tell. Another one from Elgin. emotional people, emotional people in the chat. Emotional what about the Tory shit? I'm not reading all the chat, but I'm catching some of y'all shit. He was on Crime Stop and snitching before. That's now snitching. It was people versus Daystar, not Meg. Oh, y'all still on the Meg topic. I ain't mad, y'all. Not a snitch, but he's a trump card that can be used to take down Young Thug. That's Leone, if I'm pronouncing your name right. telling, snitching. I use the words interchangeably, okay? Gonna told. Gonna told. Do you look at the level of telling lesser than somebody that took the stand and said he did it? You probably do, and that's fine. That's human nature. But what he did is telling. What he did is telling. And all the other pleas as well. That shit, yo, Thug is I think he's in a lot of trouble. I don't wish it on nobody. I'm not personally invested in this one. I did get a little bit personally invested in the Meg Tory shit. I'm not personally invested in this one at all. I don't have none of that energy towards this YSL. I'm watching this trial pan out from just being interested in it. You know what I'm saying? But it's telling. It's telling. There's no way to dice. One of the last ones from, what was the dude's name? That took a plea recently. Shit. One of the last ones was answering, isn't it answering that he did receive green light from Thug as far as the shooting and shit? The pleas that these people are taking are totally all compounding what you're going to be able to present to that jury during trial against Young Thug. All of it. These become, they don't even have to take, even if they don't get called as witnesses, I feel like these guilty pleas and these statements that these people are making and these yes answers that they're giving to the court that are being put down as official record in this whole case, it's all saying that somebody died. You was a part of it. You got a text message. You got a phone call. You was in the car. You were part of a gang. Y'all are all admitting to it. Meanwhile, this guy's the king that they're really going after, King Slime, is sitting up there like, it's just a record label. I don't know what y'all talking about. Everybody's contradicting that and taking pleas. Everybody's contradicting. Nobody's saying like, listen, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. No plea deal. And I'm not trying to say that every plea deal is telling, because you could plead out on yourself. You know what I'm saying? You could say, look, there was one car, two people, one gun. I'm claiming a gun. I'm pleading out. What you could plea out. Not every plea deal is telling or snitching, but they are clearly implicating Young Thug as the top guy, and if he's being already painted as the top guy of what? A record label? No, a criminal organization. Hence RICO is why y'all all got grabbed at once. And people, I think RICO is even getting a little watered down. I think people heard RICO and just think that everybody's about to serve life. Even that is seeming extremely tactical at this point. People were saying like, oh, no, the gunner never really did nothing. He gonna get off. Why he keep getting denied bond? He got denied bond like 4 times. Now we're starting to understand. These people ain't stupid. Why does everybody think that the feds and law enforcement and cops are stupid? Like there's some geniuses that work in there, man. Some motherfuckers that was built for this shit. Go grab up all these motherfuckers, make them sit down and live this ugly ass life, losing your freedom after running around being this rich, famous, having this wonderful life, achieving all this success that you've gained, and then sit your ass in some dirty ass cell for fucking 8 months. And then let you determine how much you really want this life. You don't want it, do you? I'll give you a taste of it. You don't want this, do you? You hear all the talk. You hear about RICO. You hear that what you're possibly facing. You hear that you can get some. You don't want this, do you? All right, we'll let you out based on this guilty plea, this type of plea that you can take that says, yes, it's a criminal organization. Yes, I was in the car. Yes, I sent that text. Yes, I was on the phone. Yes, I know who that is. That's King Slime. Those are the terms. Those are the terms. Get out of here. We didn't want you anyway. They didn't want to let them go. They want to let them go. They denying all these niggas bonds for a reason. They ain't have to let them go. They ain't have to offer them shit. Not everybody. There's like 20 plus of these niggas, right? Not everybody's going to get offered a plea. Not everybody. The people that they feel have the information that they want, that they don't really need to put in jail for years. Hey, you want this? Yeah, we need that. Good looking out. Go ahead. Go outside. It's not telling. Gunna gave them something. That's why he's out. Yeah, we saw the video. What he gave him. We saw the video. I'm not personally invested. It's like people are saying that is, yo. And I know everybody wants to do that. If I was in those shoes, I would this. I don't want to ever come off like that person. I don't want y'all to look at me like, yo, I don't want to be looked at like that. But I know that if I was in that situation and you came to me and you asked me that under your deal terms, under your plea bargain, if you answer yes, we're going to let you out, I know that I would be hurting my man. You got to know that. No? For pretending to be thugs. Did you already discuss Kid Slade's situation? Me and Jim's got 2 blogs that's on the channel talking about Kid Slade's situation. Check those out in the chat. Check those out. And it's so crazy about the Kid Slade videos that we shot is because it was before his 15 Minutes of Fame shit came out. So the first part, I'm talking about just my general opinions on it. Me and Jim's is going back and forth on it. And then in the second part, we're talking about, will he battle again? And it's wild to see some of the reaction and the feedback after his 15 Minutes of Fame shit dropped. It's like we damn near predicted it. Me and Jim's on the shit. Go check that out on the channel. I am going to answer that question about where the battle's at after this. I'm not going to switch topics right now, but shout out to people asking for the battles. Close your battles and announcements and all that. I'll answer that after this. ARP a blogger now in 2023. ARP's been a blogger since 2011. I hope you know your history. I enjoy blogging probably more than hosting battles. All right, but it's telling. So here's the question that I want to get to. And here's something that I don't really know how this works. So I'll leave this here and I'll ask y'all in the chat and I'll ask y'all to leave comments if you see this later on. I'm looking for y'all feedback, y'all expertise on this. If there's any legal experts out there, any lawyers that watch this video or watch the channel, anything like that, I'm just curious. Or if you just happen to have the knowledge. When things are taken from the record or when evidence is already put out there and then removed from it being able to be used at trial, how does that play? For example, now we're sticking on this YSL shit. So you got this thing with the phone of Young Thug, right? And the text messages and the shit that might be in there. And also the car, right, that he supposedly rented that was used when the person that got killed, when that hit was allegedly ordered. It was a car that they're saying Young Thug was the one, his name was on the rental. He wasn't in the car, but he's the boss. He's sending the hits allegedly, right? When they come out and they say like, yo, that car information and all that type of stuff, it was before the indictment came down on that type of stuff. So we would like that evidence removed. Or when you say like, yo, the text message in this phone is, what time you're going to go kill XYZ, yada, 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 yada. But then the phone gets to get tossed out of evidence as far as trial. How does that play? When you're able to already put it out there, right? Because the jurors are human. When they already have this knowledge, even if you say like this cannot be presented now as evidence at trial, but the jurors already have the information. How does that work? What sense does it really? How does it really change the outcome for the defense? Is it that okay? Now when anybody's on the stand, I can't bring up the cell phone, or I can't talk about the car rental and show you the paperwork with Young Thug's government name on the rental. And is it that? You know what I'm saying? Because what does that matter if when the jurors have to go in the back and deliberate and they sitting there and they say, oh, but remember his name was on that form for the rental, or that text message, even if it was removed from the evidence or not, right? Like, how does that change it? And then even for the judge, let's say the jurors come back and they say guilty, and then you come back for sentencing, and then at that point the judge gets to determine, am I going to be lenient? Is this a first time offense? Am I going to give this person probation within the bounds of the charges, right? Because every charge keeps certain types of penalties or whatever. And then the judge gets to decide on that. Am I going to max them out and say, you want to know what? I'm invoking life because this whole time you sat here, you showed no remorse and you ice grilled the family and you laughed and you showed, you didn't even show up in a suit. You showed no respect to the court. So you want to know what? I already know you're a danger to society. Life. The judge still knows this stuff too. The evidence was thrown out, okay, but in the judge's mind, when he's making those decisions of what your term is going to be based on a guilty verdict, and like I said, even the jurors being in the back deliberating, going over like, yo, so how you feel? So how you feel? How does it really matter when that evidence gets tossed, when it's already public information at that point? How does that work? It has to be disregarded. I just read a piece of one of the comments that said it has to be disregarded. So let me ask you this: when you say it has to be disregarded, damn, what movie was that? Somebody did that in the court, and he jumped out and said a bunch of wild shit just to make sure that the jurors could hear it, and then I think the prosecution jumped up, sustain, or what, and even the judge said, we're going to strike that from the record, but at that point it's too late. The jurors was like, right. I'm very, very curious of that. How does that work? What does that even matter at that point? The evidence is inadmissible because it will prejudice the jurors against the defendant. So the jury can only consider scroll too fast. Is Doug next? Yes, it sucks to say. How does that play? I don't understand. If it was me in them shoes, I'm just like, yo, whether it's submitted at trial for evidence or not, it's fucked. The fact that y'all already put out here that it's a fact that my name was on the rental for this car that was used in the murder. Because these jurors are human. The judge is human. They don't just strike that from their memory. They're not computers where you could just hit delete and it's not there no more. Like, I don't get it. I see y'all arguing in the chat. Oh, man. Human nature definitely kicks in, but they are not supposed to consider the sustained evidence. They are not supposed to consider it. But human nature kicks in. That becomes, to me, a loophole. That becomes the contradiction right there. As soon as you say that it's human nature that kicks in, but they are not supposed to consider it, that's doing this. And I guess this is also why it's so important for the defense and the prosecution both pick the jury, do the jury selection. It's both sides, right? They like go back and forth and have to agree or have their picks like pick up basketball or some shit like that. I don't know. But that's another reason why they say even jury selection is a talent, right? We've seen that depiction a bunch of times too. I see that old lady right there. Nah, she looks like she got it in for, somebody that would be in my client as a defendant's type of situation. Now you see that guy right there. Now you could tell like he always wanted to be a celebrity. And, like they really look at some of these juries and they're like, cancel him, cancel them, because that bias is going to come from certain type of people. They ask certain questions. Have you ever been involved in a domestic dispute? Yes, I have. And I can't believe he did that to me. Oh, word? Okay, well, this is a domestic dispute case. Peace. Go home. I don't want you on this case. You're going to have a bias, right? So they say even jury selection is a talent within itself. It's very, very important. So as soon as you say, yeah, it's supposed to be, not considered, but the human element is there, then that's a loophole in the process itself to me. That's a loophole. Human nature, respect, common sense. Peace is dying. Justice equals just his. That's why the prosecutor said, wait, where did that go? To mix them up. Whoever the fuck decided was out their mind. It was in front of everybody. I don't vote, so I never get jury summons. Oh shit. Yo, but think about, how's that not a fucking loophole? Like that's scary. That's scary. Yeah, you're gonna have your lawyer fighting his ass off in court to get the fucking paperwork that Young Thug rented the car thrown out. Meanwhile, everybody knows that it was his name on the rental. I don't know, man. All right. I'm getting up out of here. The Tory Lane shit is wild to me, y'all. Gotta accept it. You know, even though like I admit, I started to walk around and take it a little bit personal, the narratives and everything. I'm letting it go. I'm not gonna sit around and be like, damn, I'm not gonna run around all day. Damn, that's crazy, yo, freak. I can't believe. I'm letting it go. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, yo, I watched it, I followed it, I have my own personal opinions. You know what I'm saying? The process went this way, guilty. I see how much time he gets, and then after that, I'm letting it go. This Young Thug situation. And now imagine if it's flipped. A lot of people thought Tory was getting off because a lot of people thought that the prosecution was dropping the ball. Now imagine fucking Young Thug gets off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, oh shit, we thought you was done, cooked, all these plea deals and all this type of shit. We thought you was done, and he gets off. Right? You never know how it works out, right? That's what these high price fucking lawyers is for, they say. That's what these high ass price lawyers is for. It's crazy. Tory gets to appeal. Everybody gets to appeal, no? They always get to appeal. You get to appeal in anything. You know what I'm saying? You could have like that first appeal for any type of judgment. Keep Thug, give us Surf back. You shouldn't even have to like divide like that. Like you should just, if you fuck with both of them, you should just want them both. I'm not saying TL is guilty, but he does have a propensity to act out. Yo, I'll say that real quick before I get out of here too. It's wild when you see people in different lights. For example, Young Thug. I went back and watched that whole interview that he did with Big Boy. The same interview that he was talking about Lucci. And he was just like, yeah, I don't want anything to happen to him. You know what I'm saying? I got videos in my phone of him and his kids, like seeing what he does for his mama and his kids is what stop me from doing something to him. Right? Everybody sees that clip. I went back and watched the whole interview. And it's crazy too, because it's like you see the whole interview and you're like, there's a side of Thug that is like, you see there's a good person in there as well. They say people got multiple sides, right? And they got multiple switches. Somebody could be the kindest hearted person and you touch a certain button and it's demon mode or they see red, right? So I'm pretty sure Thug has those qualities just like the next man. But I watched that whole interview, not just the controversial clip that goes around mostly. It's like there's definitely a good dude in there. Like there's a lot of things that he's speaking on. And sometimes people do switch modes based on who's in front of them. You'll see that even with certain interviewers. Like you go on My Expert Opinion, right? Knowing that it's Math and Math is a hood nigga. And you might get rowdy on there with him, or you might let some shit fly a certain way and speak a certain way, have a certain type of energy. Then you might go sit down with Vlad and you see these motherfuckers be so behaved, they speak differently. Like an interview with AR Ab on Vlad, his temperament, his tone, his word selection, everything is way different than when he's sitting down with like some hood nigga that brought a camera out to fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? So granted, Big Boy has that side of energy, I think, where it's like you put on a little bit of the more Todd type of presentation. I'm not naive, y'all. I'm saying that because that's just reality. But even if you remove that factor, you could see Young Thug got a bunch of good in him too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never really followed him that heavily. I'm not a huge follower of his music or nothing like that. So I'm pretty sure there's people that could watch this that know Young Thug's persona way more than I do. But I watched that whole interview and I'm like, hey, he's a cool guy. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, when he says that, I think I seen a joint in here in the chat. And he's trolling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want nothing to happen to him. Meanwhile, you're allegedly having his mom's crib shot up, and you rap. Did he rap about it? Like, I shot his mom's crib up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or hits his game. So it's multiple sides. But yeah, it's interesting to go back and get a read on him watching that whole interview and be like, damn, like how do people that have those capabilities of being such a good dude and they're so talented and they're so successful, how do they end up back in these other situations? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, damn, because people sometimes just they can't put things down until it's too late. You know what I'm saying? It's like getting into and certain shit just starts over something so petty or something so stupid or something so small, right? And then it just continues to snowball, and get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and none of it be worth. It don't be worth people's lives. It don't be worth people's freedom. And I know Thug is thinking that right now too. And Lucci's still in jail his damn self, ain't he? You know what I'm saying? Imagine to be him just sitting around and hearing some of these details coming out of court. Like, oh, word, yeah. I sent text messages, put money on me, this type of shit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he knew that shit anyway. But it's just crazy. And I bet you the roots of it ain't even that big. Is it because we both in Atlanta? Is it because we both do music? I forget where it all started. I think I did watch a video that kind of spoke on some of it, but only those two people know exactly why it's gotten to that level. There has been some stuff that's just like stupid. It's just like, really, like, it's not worth it. Like the whole shit at the mall, standing on top of each other's cars when the other person's in the mall and all that type of shit, and taking pictures on Instagram. And that, another quick point that we continue to see. You got people that want social media and lyrics not to be brought into court. Why wouldn't they? Why the fuck wouldn't they? You know what I'm saying? Like, you see this shit in the Young Thug shit. There's like, they got people, the prosecution saying that this person is who we believe he is because he has a YSL tattoo. This person is who we believe he is because he took this picture with King Young Thug on this date, and the caption says "Slime Life Forever." They're doing that in court. Little, small, simple shit. Little, small, simple shit. People, and even if you think it's unjust, even if you think it's unfair, even if you think they're not reading it correctly, they don't understand the culture, they don't understand that's just a picture, it's still going to be used in that process. And people end up sitting in that cell saying, how the fuck did they convict me over a picture on Instagram? Happens every day, B. Happens every day. And we will continue to rap about this wild ass criminal activity, and we will continue to post shit, that the tattoos, people throwing up, like, if I was a gangbanger right now, I really should know this shit already, right? Because if you're in the street life, you've probably been to jail, you may have been to prison, or people that's been through it, whatever. You should know that one of the reasons that they ask you, like, let's see your tattoos, they want pictures of your tattoos, they want to write them down or whatever. It's a way to tag you and identify you later on, right? Jay-Z said that, like, how long ago? Eons ago. I ain't getting no ink because they use that type of shit to identify. I mean, you're too famous for that shit now. It don't matter. But that was the premise of, I think, when Jay-Z explained, like, early on why because he was a street guy. So I don't want to get any ink. You can get identified like that. Cool. So you got to know this if you're a gangbanger, if you're in the streets, if you're in any type of illegal activity, and yet you still go to the fucking tattoo artist and get, like, Crip Life or YSL. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all not getting scared of these RICOs and whatnot, and y'all not seeing that you don't have to be there at that moment or whatever. They're gonna grab you too because your man over there put a picture up and y'all both got the tattoos, and you get grabbed under what's called the RICO. I'm never gonna try to water down and say a RICO ain't serious, right? I just think that we're seeing it used way more frequently now, right? Because it's a great tactic for these people to just gather up a bunch of motherfuckers. And what does Boosie say, man? You put all those eggs in the same basket and shake them up. Somebody's gonna break, right? Somebody's gonna break. Whether I get Samuel Bull talking about murders, or whether I get Gunna to say, yeah, it's really a gang. They're gonna put all these eggs in the basket and shake that shit under the RICO. It may have been created for some big shit, New York mob families, crime mob organizations. But look, there was another one that just came out recently. We heard it recently for Surf. We heard it recently in the whatever his name. I don't really follow him. I just see him in like controversial shit pop up on social media. I don't really know his music or anything, so I'm fucking up his name. Source Waka or whatever. One popped up with him recently. You got the Young Thug shit, obviously. YSL, whatever. Lucci, same thing, right? Wasn't his folks grabbed up? Wasn't it RICO for them too? Like, they're gonna use that shit. just so they can group all y'all motherfuckers together, shake the basket, try to get the killer, try to get the leader. And if some of y'all get some pleas or short time or whatever, that's cool. But we already chopped the head. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're going after. And you're gonna have to go through that process, even if you one of the little niggas, even if you was just a person on Instagram with a tattoo that says YSL. You know what I'm saying? You still had to sit down for 8 months. You still had to pay $250,000 to this lawyer. You still had to potentially take a plea and come out being labeled a snitch or whatever. You possibly lost your job. You possibly lost money. You possibly lost your reputation. Your girl probably fucked on somebody else while you was in. All this type of shit still happens. Even if you're like, oh, I'm gonna get out though. All this shit still could happen to your life in the midst of just that tattoo or just that picture. You know what I'm saying? Like how a nigga still hashtagging, gang banging activity on Instagram. It's like y'all just refuse to not show this illegal shit or rap about it or say it. It didn't happen if I can't show people about it. People love listening to Lil Durk to hear like, who's he talking about this time? Who possibly got killed this time? Who'd he possibly send a hit on that time? Look at the Florida shit with fucking was it Daytona? With Youngin Ace and Fulio. They themselves put the whole beef or war. I'll take it a step further. They put the whole war out there in interviews, in lives, in tweets, in their lyrics. They put the whole war out. They've told everything that's been going on. It's not snitching. It's incrimination. They incriminated themselves to death already. And I said in a video, I do see one of the reasons why they do it, because that's the shit that entertains the fuck out of us. So that when you can entertain the fuck out of us with those type of wild ass stories of what happened when a car got shot up and this person got killed and this, that, blah, 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 the views go up, the money goes up, the attention goes up, the album sales go up. These labels are going to sign you for that shit. They don't give a fuck. They're going to sign you. They're going to try to maybe put some security around you if you make it to that level, but they don't give a fuck. When's the last time you heard of a record label calling their artists and saying like, yo, don't talk about killings? They're all rapping about it, right? So think about it like this. As much as these motherfuckers act like they're independent or they do whatever they want when they want, 9 times out of 10, there's somebody over you that can say, yes, no, do this, do that, right? There's somebody over you. If you are signed to a major record label, right, and they have that type of power to say, like, we're not doing this and we are doing that. We are putting out this album. We're scratching this song. We're not using this feature or whatever. We ain't fucking with him because this person. That's how people end up getting blackballed and all types of shit, right? Think about it. What makes you think that they can't say, like, wait, you're rapping about murders that possibly happened? No. Don't do that. That's bad for the label. No, it's great for the label because it makes them more money. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it ain't gonna stop. Oh, y'all getting at each other in the chat? You probably one of them y'all arguing with each other in the chat. Do y'all know the Daytona one that I'm talking about, y'all, with Young Ace and Fulio? Do y'all know that one that I'm talking about? Elgin, salute, homie. Oh, shout out for having the best female battle rap on in the game. Caution. Shout out to my homie Caution. You're gonna see her on her next card. She's already locked in on the next card. Do y'all know that one though? The shit with Young Ace and Fulio? I watched the documentaries. Interesting as shit. But it's just wild how much, like, how is all that information out there? How did they put all of that out there? Somebody said free Tory Lanez, free Thugger. Shout out to RBE. Salute. Yeah, the Tory thing I think is a wrap, man. I think he's gonna end up deported, right? And if he's lucky, he doesn't get hit with even half of what he's facing, which I think is 23, which is still a lot of time. I don't want to do, like I said, 30 minutes. So Demons of Duval documentary. That's the one. Is it Duval? It's not okay. Oh, Jacksonville. Yeah, it's Jacksonville, right? Making Moves Major and Rose Smith. I see y'all talking about that one in the chat. That Fulio and Young and A shit, man. It's like it's a war. It's crazy. It's crazy. And you've seen at least the two leaders. I shouldn't say that. I was gonna say at least the two leaders are surviving it. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't diminish the other people that lost their life. Oh, they're not the leader. So who can, like, I don't ever want to come off like that. Everybody's life should be important. Yeah, Jacksonville. 636 Tay. Crazy. Crazy. Scary. Scary shit. Yo, want to know one of the most disturbing things that I've ever watched? And when I say disturbing, I don't want you to think that I'm coming off. I mean, like, let's say, like, if I watch like a horror movie and somebody's guts is out, like some gory shit or whatever, the type of shit that goes, oh, like I'm disturbed. When I say disturbing, I'm half saying this sarcastically, but I'm just like, yo, like it's crazy. Did any of y'all ever watch that video? It's these two street niggas on live, right? A lot of people know, follow a lot of the Chicago shit, the drill scene and everything, right? Somebody from Little Dirk's camp, Bezu, OTF Zoo, right? Him. And then he has a live. It's like over an hour, something like that. With is it 051 Melly? 05 Melly is dead. 051 Melly is dead at this point. He got killed. But he had a reputation for a bunch of murders in Chicago. And this guy Bezu on that's running with Little Dirk's side, he's got a reputation in the street for putting in work and all types of wild shit as well. Little Dirk claims him in a lot of his lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Is one of his guys that put in that type of work when need be. Supposedly, allegedly, they'd say that he snatched what's the name's chain recently. Damn, what's the dude that's real loud? Fuck, I'm forgetting his name. But anyway, I know my Chicago niggas know who or everybody that follows the Chicago scene knows what I'm talking about. That live between those two guys, 051 Melly, go YouTube, y'all. 051 Melly and Bezu live. These are two people from two opposite sides of the gate. They literally want to kill each other on sight, but they sit there on live for over an hour having like this friendly conversation with each other. Yo, where the hoes at? Send the hoes my way. Man, you got all the hoes, man. What you talking about? And then they send little shots at each other like here and there. Like, yeah, nah, you move right. I can't wait to catch you. Man, you ain't gonna catch me, man. But anyway, what's up? What you drinking? Yeah, you know, I got this Henny tonight. Like, it's, yo, it's like go watch this shit. Yeah, that's what it is. Chris Mo. Mimo 600 is the one that supposedly Bezu snatched his chain recently, whatever. But do y'all know the video that I'm talking about with Zoo and 051 Melly? When they sit there on live together, FaceTiming each other for an hour, just talking wild, to just being friendly, but want to really, really kill each other. It's just, oh man, listen. The streets ain't for all of us. 051 Melly and Bezu. Yes, Toronto. I think it's BAE though. Bezu. But just as soon as you type in Toronto 1111, yeah, type in 051 Melly and Bezu live. It'll come up. I could probably pull it up my damn self right now just to double check. Hold on. Let me double check. Yeah, 051 Melly and Zoo. Even if I just type in Zoo by itself and Zoo live. Yeah, this one right here, the first thing that comes up, it's over an hour long. And there's other ones that's shorter pieces. 051 Melly full live with THF Zoo. Toss Click Up, Mubu Crump, Getting His Jaw Broke, and more exclusive. Watch that video. And you can't even it shouldn't even be a video that you just listen to. Like if you're moving around, just play it in your ear. You should watch it visually so you can see their mannerisms. Whenever you get a free hour, just watch that video and see how bugged out it is to see two people that really, really are certified street guys and really, really have these reputations of multiple murders and are super active in the street. And they really want to kill each other. And they sit there and have this playful and friendly ass conversation. It's like, yo, y'all scared me. Y'all scared the shit out of me. I'm scared of y'all. Like, really? Go watch that shit, y'all. I heard that's how they do in the Shy. Shout out to Michelle Thompson. I have seen a bunch of videos of people that do similar things. Yes. Um, from different sides of the gate where they get on live as ops and they play around, but they really want to kill each other and shit. I've seen that a bunch of times. But the one with 051 Melly and THF Zoo is the all the ones that I've seen, it's like it's the wildest one. And it's not gonna be wild to y'all as far as like what they're saying. It's not like you're hearing them say some crazy shit like, yeah, I saw your sister and when I see how I'm gonna do. It's not that. It's just wild to see the way that they talk to each other, knowing what they want to do to each other when they're able to catch the other person. It's like the playfulness of it is scary. And when they throw little shit in there, they play. Think about this. Think about if this really happens in a video. Think about if you know the person I'm on FaceTime with really wants me dead and is trying to kill me, right? But we're able to hush each other. So like imagine the other person starts saying like little words that's like a little disrespectful. Like, man, shut your clown ass up. Like, hey, listen, man, we don't call me a clown. Like, show some respect on this live. I'm gonna hang up. And then they laugh about it and shit. Like, yeah, but you would think that if somebody wants you dead, they're gonna call you all types of shit. They check each other as far as like, nah, don't listen, don't use that word, man. That's not funny. Don't do that. You're right. I got you. Hang on. It's wild. It's wild. Like you gotta really watch it to see what I'm talking about. It's one of the wildest FaceTimes between two street niggas I've ever seen on the web. It's the wildest shit. Salute Timothy. ARP breaking shit down like a motion picture. Shout out to Knucklehead. Yo, go watch it, man. Go watch it. Go watch it. We here on Christmas Eve, man. I'm chilling. I see them trophy rooms. You was wearing in your IG pic. I like those. How much you get for them? Meanwhile, he waiting to catch the dude. Psst. See what I'm saying? Scary shit. Detroit beef is different. We don't play like that. We just on site for playing for keeps. I hear you, Ro. I see you, Ro Smith. I see you, Ro. Which Ro is that? Is that Ro that I know? Answer yes if so. Shout out to Ro, because I see Ro and I see Detroit. That might be Ro that I know. But everybody's different. Detroit got their shit. Fucking Cali got their shit. You know what I'm saying? Philly, New York, all LA, all these places got their shit. But that Chicago shit is that IG live shit and the way that they go at each other and do the public shit. But you know it's really that. It's not the fucking oh, we just doing this for clout and doing this for play or whatever. Like it's really that. Really, like King Von is one of those examples, right? King Von, they brought out a lot of his old tweets. Him and that girl that was like a notorious shooter and all that type of shit that got killed. Supposedly some of them killings was like the early parts of that war getting started and shit, right? But was it Jakira, whatever? Is that her name? Jakira? But yeah, look at some of King Von shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, who at this point is not saying that King Von got bodies under his belt? You know what I mean? And he still did a lot of that shit, playing on live with people and tweeting them. Like, oh, when I see you, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it, or whatever. And they play and they do that, but they really mean it. It's not, they really mean it. Yeah, we're not big on gangs and streets to the streets. I hear you, bro. In Detroit, we ride with that on our lap. That's not just a Detroit thing, that's an everywhere thing. A lot of people have adopted that. Isaac, y'all, when are we gonna get set up for A-Ward versus Big K? Might be announced on the next card, may not be announced on the next card. So keep your eyes open. Shout out to Big K, shout out to A-Ward. I'm grown, I don't have ops. Well, the thing with ops is used for certain lifestyles. I feel like it really got popular, of course, in Chicago or from Chicago. I mean, I definitely see across social media, people think that it's cool to have ops. I mean, you can see the way people play and toil in it so many times. People that don't really even have shit going on. My ops this, my ops that. They could be talking about, you know, somebody in the back of their classroom that they don't talk to. That's my op. Like, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of play, but there's a lot of real too. There's a lot of both. Oh yeah, RBE, we all here. 2023. Oh yeah. Kia. Kia was the name. Okay. All right. Go watch that live. That's my thoughts of the Tory Lanez verdict. That's my thoughts on the gunner shit, if that's considered telling. Um, that's my thoughts on how much trouble I think Young Thug is in. That's my thoughts on all those topics, man. Crazy. Before I get up out of here, I hope y'all are enjoying y'all holidays. I don't think I'm gonna do a live tomorrow on Christmas. I'll probably be figuring out what form of entertainment I'm gonna be leading towards. I don't know if there's some battles that's dropping tomorrow, maybe from RBE, maybe from other leagues. Maybe I'll catch up on some battles. Maybe I'll kick back, watch a movie. Maybe I'll just hang out. I don't know. I mean, I got a lot of gifts to spread around. I got a lot of gifts. I'm a good gift giver too. I gave my boys some dope shit. Well, I'm gonna give it to them tomorrow, but I gave my boys some dope shit. Some of my people and my family some dope shit. Yo, happy holidays, y'all. Hope everybody enjoyed their Christmas. I'll definitely be doing a bunch more blogs and a bunch more lives before New Year's. I promised that I would. Happy holidays to you too, Michelle. Appreciate that. I promised that I would answer about the next battles real quick before I get out of here. They're coming. We just didn't want to release them without some of the other stuff that was coming for our next card being involved as well. It just makes sense, right? So we want to wrap up the booking for the next card, which is finally done. I think it's already over 10 matchups on accident again. Similar to how we did. It's not straight to it, but it's not a straight to it card. But similar to what happened with Straight to It Part 2, where it started booking, and then next down we knew we was up to 17 matchups. It's like, what the fuck just happened? But we got it off. You know what I mean? This is going to be another one of those cards that has something for everybody. A lot of matchups on it. A lot of dope shit on it. It's going to be in an A. Yeah. Top of the year, obviously. We would have announced by now if something was happening in December. Nah, we chilling. We're enjoying the holidays. So yeah, card is finally done. I think I booked like the last matchup on it like 2 days ago or some shit like that. So card is finally done. There might be one more that I add. There's somebody that I really, really wanted. There's two. I'm lying. There's two more matchups, or there's two people, but I know they wouldn't be matched up together. So there's two matchups that I really want to get for people on this card, and it hasn't been easy, and they don't even know it. Sometimes you have certain conversations behind the scenes that messes up the opportunity to get certain people on the card. Whether it's somebody that nobody wants to, or the people that you want them to battle don't want to battle them, or maybe the negotiations ain't working out, or the timing ain't working out, or the other person got a different battle that's around that same weekend, or all different types of shit happens. But there's definitely two people that are not locked in yet that I really, really want on the next card, but things have just been one of them hasn't gotten the call because of some other shit that I just was like, oh yeah, I gotta chill. You know what I mean? And the other one is just a matchup thing. The other person's a matchup thing. So I'm trying to work it out. But yeah, it's pretty much the card can be done the way that it is right now. Make sure y'all are tapped in with Lawrence and Winged, because not only do they have the intake card coming up in VA in February, but I think they're gonna be put a bunch of 1SK battles or people on this upcoming card too. So if you ain't locked in already as a 1SK, you better hit them up. Stop DMing me about 1SKs, please. I fuck with y'all. I appreciate it. But I don't run that. I haven't done it for years. All right. So sometimes when people send me footage and everything like on IG, I'll be like, y'all must not be in tune with the movement. That within itself can make me say, disregard this person. I should go through Lawrence and Wing, y'all. They run that. All right. All right. So that's what's going on. The closure battles is on the way. We got y'all. Those are all dope battles. The 40 and the Will, the Red and the Active. The footage of their little scuffle is left in there. Ruin Your Day, lace that. That shit looks crazy. Oh, damn. Before I get out of here, there is one more thing that I want to say. Real quick. Shout out to my nigga Holla. Shout out to my nigga Holla. First and foremost, Bags and Bodies episode 3 is amazing. It's crazy. And the way that it builds up the whole, drama of what was going down with Bad News and Snake Eyes. those are good choices to have in the crib. And Holla was on point with that. Like he explains why he put both of them. Like Bad News, he chose first. I think the first person he put in the crib, right? Snake Eyes came towards like the end, but he in his mind thought about balancing the energy in the crib, because some people are up and comers, some people got a little bit more experience under their belt, like a Bad News and a Snake Eyes, and he's looking through the crib and seeing who balances who to try to keep things like that's a dope way to keep all the people that you choose. You know what I'm saying? So the energy in the crib is balanced. It's not like overpowered. Like when they announced Mac Myron early on, everybody jumped out early. Like Mac Myron got it. Like you got to try to now offset who's in the crib that people might feel like, oh no, Mac ain't no clear cut winner because this other person's here. It's for the sake of the show. So Holla did a real good job with that. And Bad News and Snake worked out perfectly as he envisioned for that. Just so happened they got into shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's all in the episode. It's all in the episode. So if you haven't seen, go subscribe. Go run up to Coastal Rain TV right now. Go subscribe. That fucking episode 3 is crazy, and there's so much more on the way. That episode 3 is crazy. It shows the fight. Holla's in there trying to break it up. Other niggas breaking it up, get hit during the scuffle. Niggas rolling, hit the ground and all types of shit, and keep going back. All that. Episode 3 is wild. So shout out to my nigga Holla. Shout out to everybody on the Bags and Bodies side of things. My man Holla sent me a nice little Christmas gift, man. Sent me a nice little Christmas gift, man. I needed that. You know what I'm saying? I got a long list of Christmas shopping that I got to do every year. I take care of a lot of people, buy a lot of gifts. You know what I'm saying? So I spend a lot of money come Christmas time. A lot of money. If I told you how much I spent this year for Christmas gifts going out, man, y'all would be like, wow, like, is that serious? How many people you fucking shopping for? I hooked a lot of people up this year. And my man Hollis sent me over a nice little Christmas gift, man. Perfect timing, man. Sent me a couple racks. You know what I'm saying? I was like, ooh, yeah, I'm gonna use this. Good looking, my nigga Hollis. Shout out to Hitman. That's a good dude, man. Such a great dude. Only have a few friends in battle rap. I look at Hollis, one of them. Y'all hear me on my channel. Like, go look at the recent shit that dropped today with me and Jims on the channel. I think the title of it is ARP and Jims Expose Fake Battlers. And we telling some stories in there about some bullshit people. And I say it all the time. Been saying it for years. Like, I don't really fuck with a lot of people on that level in battle rap. I don't. Holla is one of them. Holla is one of very few people I fuck with past like just a battler. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at him like a friend. Nigga sent me a couple of racks. Perfect timing. You know what I'm saying? I need that. Good looking Holla. All right, but I'm out of here, y'all. I appreciate y'all. I couldn't get out of here without shouting my nigga Holla out and talking about the episode 3 of Bags and Bodies. I almost forgot that. How could I when it's that shit is so dope so far? And shout out to Ruin Your Day. You've been lacing that shit. Shout out to everybody. But happy holidays, everybody. Be safe. Enjoy the holidays. Enjoy your family and your friends. Even if you're going through hard times right now, during the holidays, I know the holidays seems to compound things. And when you're not in the best position that you really want to be in, try to keep your chin up, chest out, try to stay strong through trying times, man. You know what I'm saying? Just know that there's always blessings around the corner if you could persevere. I don't want to come off like, a downer or nothing like that, but I know it's real out there for certain people, man. So everybody, please hold your head, you know what I mean? And try to enjoy the holidays. Continue to spread blessings, continue to spread love. In this world, we all need it, man. You see the shit that we talking about? And this people on these Instagram lives talk about killing each other and whatnot. You see the shit that we talk about in this live? Everybody could need some love and some blessings spread around right now, man. Not even just because it's Christmas time, but just in general, man. Take care of each other. Do unto others, man. Do unto the next person. You know the mottos. You know how it go. Brick by brick forever. Stay tuned. More blogs on the way. More me and Jim shit sit down on the way. More lives on the way. Battles on the way. Announcements on the way. Appreciate y'all. Sorry, it's true.